You're listening to the Vint Wine Podcast, where you'll hear interviews and stories from around the wine world. From writers and critics to winemakers and sommeliers, we'll explore the people and businesses who are instrumental in shaping wine culture. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of 5 Questions. In these quick conversations, we highlight the world-class writers, winemakers, and sommeliers featured on our full-length episodes in a quick 5-question format. We hope you learn a little bit more about the wine world and the people and companies that make it run. Enjoy. All right, we are here with 5 Questions with Brenna Quigley. Thanks so much for joining today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, we'll dive right in. First question is, what is your role in the wine industry?
I am a terroir specialist. So I map vineyards based on their geology and soils and climate and all of the beautifully complex things that go into terroir. And then I talk a lot about it as well, on doing all sorts of educational things, as well as on my own podcast called Roadside Terroir.
Perfect. Question 2, what do you think is the most important issue facing the wine world right now?
I think the most important issue facing the wine world right now is easily farming. I think we have the opportunity to be an example to all of world agriculture that is providing food to people that are necessary things that we need to survive. And I think wine is a luxury. It's not necessary to survive. I think it's necessary to my soul for sure, but we get the opportunity to choose what we drink, to choose how it's farmed, and to show the world that it's possible to do it. And I think that's all of our responsibilities, from, the winemakers making the wine and farming the grapes to our choices as consumers and what we're choosing to drink.
That's a great answer. Question 3, what is a wine region or two that you think more wine drinkers should know about?
Ooh, I want to start with Monterey County. I think the geology in Monterey County is so cool. I think it has a really bright future, especially, I think if people showed even more interest in it and drinking cool granitic wines, that it could also make a big improvement in terms of the farming that's done there now and the farming that could be done. And another one, I guess also, obviously I'll stick in California, but I just moved to San Luis Obispo, and I think the slow coast is so cool, and I'm excited to learn more about it now that I live here.
Yeah, for sure. Question number 4, what is one current wine trend that you disagree with or do not like?
Ooh, let's see. I would say that I disagree with would be probably I hate to say this, but it would probably be overly natural wines. I think natural wine is very cool. I don't want to say that I don't like it, but I hope that we're getting to a point where we still hold the final product to a high standard as well. I think it can totally be done, that you can have clean, delicious, natural wines that I don't think they need to be overly funky to be interesting.
Yep. That makes sense. For sure. Cool. And question number 5, what is one wine-related experience in recent years that stands out to you the most?
Well, let's see. This is hard off the cuff. But the first thing that comes to mind, also related to these questions, is I had a baby. He's almost 2 now, so it was a while ago. But I stopped drinking, obviously, when I was pregnant, and then was so excited to start drinking after he was born. And I thought I could just jump right into it. And I was really shocked and disturbed that I was not ready to start drinking. Like, I could have a tiny little glass of wine and I wasn't enjoying it as much. And I started getting worried that maybe I didn't enjoy wine as much as I did pre-baby. It's not the case anymore, I can assure you. And it was the first bottle. Raj Par had sent me a bunch of wines. We were living in Michigan at the time, and he'd sent me a case of wine to get me through the winter. And I opened a bottle of, I think it was the 21, I have it on my mantle right now, the 21 Bassi Syrah that he made. And I cried. I was so moved by that wine. It immediately brought me back to so many experiences drinking Syrah with Raj throughout our friendship. And it just in an instant reminded me why I love wine and why I do what I do, and that it's okay to be drinking less of it because it still has that meaningful place in my life. So it's one of the 3 bottles that we have on display in our new house because it was just really reaffirming that beautiful wine made by people who really, really care. They'll pull at your heartstrings in the same way.
I love that. That's a fantastic story. Thank you so much for your time. This has been 5 Questions with Brenna Quigley.